Students, in the previous videos we discussed about the different types of the forces, and then we already comes to know what is the clear difference between contact forces and as well as non-contact forces. We give an introduction to the muscular force and as well as frictional force. These muscular force and frictional force are the examples of contact forces. Let us discuss one more type of contact force, that is nothing but normal force. In the name only there, normal means perpendicular. Normal means perpendicular. What is perpendicular? To what it is perpendicular? Means the force which is acting perpendicularly to the given surface is called as a normal force. Sir, we didn't understood. Yes, let us consider an example. A book is there on a table. If the book is there on the table, suddenly the table is disappeared. What happens? The book will fly off, or the book may rolls down, or the book may falls down directly. The answer must be the book as it is fall to the ground directly. If you observe here, if this table is disappeared, the book will fall down directly to the ground. Why? What's the reason? Why? Because as we already know, every object is attracted towards the center of the earth with certain force. That force we are calling as gravitational force. In physics, that gravitational force numerically called as weight of the body. Means the gravitational force which is acting on the body always pulls the body normally towards down. For that purpose, what the table is doing? The table is supplying certain amount of the force to what? To the book in the opposite direction of gravity. The force which is supplied by the table on the book, which is opposite to the gravity, pulls the book in the upward direction. That force is called normal force. But we can't see this force, but it existed. For example purpose, we are standing on the ground. If suddenly the place where you stood made a hole, then what will happen? You will fall down exactly in a vertical position. So, but you are not falling down like that. Why? Because the place where you stood, that place is applying certain amount of the force in the opposite direction to the gravity. At a particular place, from this place the gravity is acting down, that is weight. In the opposite direction normal force is acting. Now what is meaning of normal? I already said it is perpendicular, drawn at a particular point to the given surface is called normal. So normal force is nothing but the force that is exerted by a body. Here the body is the book. No, you kept a large bag on the table or otherwise on certain object. Now that object will apply the force in the upward direction on the bag. That force is nothing but normal. The force that exerted by a body on the surface of another body. So here two bodies are merged. In this example, the body is nothing but the book and the table. If the table is not there, the book will fall down in the case of gravity. Because of the table, the force is applied in the opposite direction. This means in this case, gravitational force which is acting on the downward direction is equal to the normal force which is applied in the upward direction. Gravitational force which is acting in the downward direction is exactly equal to the normal force which is acting in the upward direction. Of course, the directions may be different, but the magnitudes are same. Means the quantities are same. Since these two forces are are equal but opposite in directions. Thus later whatever it may be, then the body is not at all moving from a particular place. Means the body is at rest. Now we can say in physics the body is at rest means the body is in static equilibrium. Static means rest, equilibrium means the position is not changing, means force acted by the gravity. The force acted by the gravity is equal to the normal force. In this case of equilibrium, force acted by the gravity is called gravitational force, that is nothing but normal force. This will be possible in all the cases. On every body there should be a normal force. Because of that normal force only the body does not fall towards the ground. For example, say a fan is there which is hanged to the roof. Because of the gravity the fan is always pushed towards the ground. But the iron rod where you are hanging, it is supplying in the opposite direction. So normal force is always compulsory. Now once again the definition of normal force is the force that exerted by a body on the surface of another body in the direction of normal. Normal means perpendicular. So in the direction of the perpendicular. For example, say the book is here, then this is the normal force. Now let us discuss one more type of contact force, that is called tensional force. The next one more type of force is contact force. We are going to observe different kinds of examples of this tension. Generally, we can say our body is in tension, mind is in tension. That tension is different, this tension is different. That tension is mental tension or otherwise some other tensions. But this is physical tension. For example purpose, you are hanging to a particular substance by using your hands like this. Or a monkey is hanging to the stick of a tree or the branch of a tree. Or otherwise, a crane is lifting certain objects from ground to up to certain level. How it will be lifted? It has an engine and it has some rope also. We are going to tie the ropes to the objects and then that engine will apply the force on the rope, then the rope will pull the object in the upward direction. For example purpose, some of the painters are there. They will apply the paint by hanging a rope and they use it to sit on the rope in the downward direction, then they will paint. One of a particular person will throw that rope in the downward direction. In the case of the crane, if the rope is cut, what happens? If the rope is turned off, what happens? The object exactly falls in the downward direction. Why it is falling in the downward direction? For example purpose, I have a stone and then I tied the stone to a thread, then I am pulling the stone in the upward direction. If you cut the thread, what happens? The stone exactly falls in the downward direction. Why it is falling in the downward direction? You already know, gravity pulls the body in the downward direction. But without falling in the downward direction, the thread what I holded, applying the force in the upward direction. That force which is applied by the rope against the gravity in the upward direction. The force applied by the rope against the gravity in the upward direction is called normal. Even in the case of the rope also, rope of a crane also, the crane rope is also applying the force in the upward direction. If the rope is cut, the body is getting down because of gravity, that is W is equals to mg. The rope is applying certain amount of the force in the upward direction. That upward force is nothing nothing but tension, represented by letter T. The point where we are suspending that object is called point of suspension. For example, like we are doing exercises by holding the terrace with our hands. So the terrace is nothing but the point of suspension. Where the crane is lifting the object, that is called point of suspension. From the point of suspension onwards, whether your rope or otherwise your sting or your hands or your monkey or something, whatever it may be, in that direction the force is acting. It is an invisible force, we can't see, but it is existed. For example, if you are stretching your hands to the terrace, up to how much time you will stay? Only few seconds or few minutes. Later we are going to lose the force or otherwise tension in our body. Then automatically you will fall down. This means, see the definition of tension now. Yes, this is already constitutes a contact force. So there should be a contact is there between the object and as well as the point of suspension. Yes, the force that applied where along the rope. In which direction? In the upward direction. Against the gravity. Why? Because the gravity is acting in the downward direction. Once again, see the definition of tension. The force that applied along the rope in upward direction against the gravity. See, in all the cases we are thinking about the direction. Why? Because the force is a vector quantity. So compulsory it required some magnitude and at the same time direction. These are all the directional forces. Why? Because it is acting in only in unique direction. Either in downward direction or otherwise in the upward direction. For that sake we can say all the contact forces are directional forces. Why? Because we should say clearly the directions. For that sake only all the contact forces are directional forces. See, this tension is always pulls the body. In which direction? Upward direction against the gravity. By along the rope or otherwise sting. Such kind of the forces are nothing but tensional forces. Let us discuss different kinds of the forces. That is nothing but magnetic force, electrostatic forces in the next coming videos. Thank you.